Senpai, I read a book you recommended. The next day, I immediately brought up the subject to Senpai as soon as I saw her. She was slightly taken aback. That was quick. I needed to go to the bookstore anyway, so I lied. Why would I lie about that? Maybe I was too embarrassed, to be honest, and tell her that I had gone to buy it because I wanted to learn more about her right away. How could I possibly admit that? Oh, then I guess I didn't need to bring this. Senpai pulled out a paperback book from her bag. It was the same book I had bought the day before. You said you wanted to read it, so I thought I would lend it to you. I guess I jumped the gun. Well, it's the thought that counts. Sure. Senpai put the book away, then seemed to pull herself together, and asked for my opinion. So, how was it? If I told her that it was boring, or not to my taste, then my ties with Senpai might snap on the spot. Should the relationship between lovers really be so fragile? It was interesting. At my passable comment, Senpai broke into a smile. Though they were generic words that seemed like I hadn't put any thought into it at all. Sometimes simple was the best. It was certainly much better than saying something strange and complex that wouldn't convey what I wanted to express. Though it was a bit more violent than I expected, I added. Right? When I was reading it, it tricked me so many times. That's what I thought was great about it. I didn't know whether our conversations were really in sync or not, but something else about her comment caught my attention. So you like being tricked? That was an unusual thing to like. I, of course, loathed being tricked. Sayaka-chan, as I sank into silent thought, Senpai looked at me quizzically. I'm thinking of a lie to trick you, Senpai. Trying to lie was difficult. I don't think I ever actually said a lie that didn't have a slight amount of truth in it. I felt like anxiety would accompany my words that didn't have some amount of truth at the core. To borrow a certain someone's assessment, I'm a serious person. But when she saw how intently I was thinking about all of this, Senpai suddenly started laughing. What is it? Sayaka-chan, you're so much funnier than I thought you would be. But I haven't told you a lie yet. Senpai was already gripped with laughter. Good, I thought. She really is enjoying this. Bonding with her over the book, and accompanying that with a bad joke had delighted her. There was something about that made me feel fulfilled too. And they all lived happily ever after. Or did they? In reality, I knew deep down that I really had told her a lie already. I obviously didn't think the book was that interesting. But I thought that Senpai would feel more satisfied if I lied than if I told her the truth. I wondered if Senpai loved this version of me. In that case, did she not love me as much before I read the book? I had accepted her recommendation, and now I was being overwritten from the fingertips up. The past I had established up until now was fading away and scattering. My legs felt unsteady, As it occurred to me that if our relationship kept deepening even more from here on out, the change wouldn't stop. Senpai, I was sure that the me I would be with Senpai in half a year's time would be an entirely different person. What is it? If you read another interesting book, please let me know. Something that hadn't existed in my heart before was starting to show itself. I wondered where it came from. Okay, you have to tell me if you read anything too, Sayaka-chan. I will. That's not gonna happen. But if Senpai was going to tell me that she loved me, I found I was willing to indulge her. I wanted to respond to her expectation, even if it eroded away the person I was up until that point. I would slowly turn into the person my partner wanted. I wouldn't bear any fear, doubts about that. I thought that was what it meant to love someone.